morning, patriotic citizens of Ghana. Thank you for joining me again on Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues of state concerns with all critical look. We delve into it with credibility. This morning, I'm deeply sad. Even though I've received the shock of my life, I'm sad. Why? Because with all due respect,
This is Ghana Talks.
we've refused to reason as a country. Why? Because we've refused to pay attention to key factors, to the needs of the taxpayers of this country. I don't understand why we have over 14.8 million of unemployed youth walking about, while some institutions are in need of trained graduates. Now let's head to Sanojiada. I stand to be corrected. DA Primary School in Tatali. That's some part of Northern region. Now there is shortage of teacher trainees at the school I just mentioned. Now in this school, a school that constitutes from nursery to primary 6, they have only 2 trained teachers. And they have only 3 classrooms, which means the students are congested. So I don't understand how a student of nursery 1, nursery 2, definitely we have nursery 1, nursery 2, KG1, KG2 all in one class. Class 1, class 2, class 3 in one class. Class 4, class 5 and P6 all in one class. But you and I know that the stages of education in Ghana is step by step. You move from nursery to KG, from KG to P1, from P1 to P2. So just imagine nursery, KG, P1, P2 all combined in the same class. What I'm saying is, producer, please be showing the videos and the pictures for me. This information was actually gathered from Joy News. And it's a pity. It's a pity. Because we have about 14.8 million unemployed youths working about, having no hope for the future. And this school is lacking trained teachers. 2 teachers handling from nursery to P6. Does it make sense to us as a country? Not at all. Not at all. And so teachers that are not trained are being pushed to volunteer themselves to teach these students. They are not qualified. But because they have the future, because they have the future generation at heart, they have to be doing this. And you see, I'm talking, so the voice, the audio wouldn't be shown. There is a place where the man was actually, he was just as the way we do in our education system, where you will say A and then the students also say A. He misplaced L. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Instead of L, M, N, he jumped to M, and these innocent children were also learning same. They are the verge of failure, but we don't know. We don't know. And you see, what is actually paining me the more is, according to them, the member of parliament for Tatale actually promised them a school building so that they can actually have comfort. You know, when it has to do with education, the environment has to be very conducive. But you can see with your eyes, students are sitting on a concrete block. Will you allow your child into such school? Let's just be sincere to ourselves. And after he was voted into power, he stopped. You see the reason why when I say as a country we have problem, and it's to take the grace of God. I mean, God has to deliver us. We have to go back into our mother's womb for us to be born again. Like they have to give birth to us again. God has to psych our mind. I mean, work on us. because we have a very big issue. So sometimes I wonder what our leaders go out there to learn about, because what they learn from the international world, that's not what they are impacting our education. Because you cannot tell me you are impacting something very important into our education, then your children go out there to study in abroad. Why will your children study in abroad? Because you haven't done your homework at home, and you feel like if your child is attending schools like this, there is no way they are going to. You understand what I'm trying to say? Students sitting on a concrete block to study in class. They are lacking trained teachers. But I can barely count about 100 or millions of teachers, graduate teachers in this country that are still not employed. And we are keeping quiet. We are not saying anything. It's annoying. Very annoying and disheartening. As a country, we only go to the people when we need the vote. We go to them when we need power. But after we've gotten it, they are more or less like a trash to us. We don't care. What comes out of them is none of our business. Look at these innocent souls. Oh, they are learning ABCD, but one letter has been missing. They have no idea. For them, they are learning. And if you listen to the English the man is saying, you could see that very painful. Very, very painful. So then when we sit here, we say that our leaders don't have us at heart. They feel like we are ranting, but we are actually saying the truth. This is not a hearsay something. That's it there. You are seeing it. They have a member of parliament. But look at where they are staying. Even with the school, they have to use blocks too. So with this one too. Oh, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. We need prayers, so we need prayers. This one, fasting and prayers, like they have to add Cain. What they are praying for us, they are lashing us, so that we can think and rethink well. It's very painful. Very, very painful. Who does that? Who does that? As a country, we focus so much on, when it comes to educational sectors in these areas, and we've forgotten that these people are part of Ghanaians. We've forgotten at all. Like, we don't even care about them. When it has to do with education in this country, we have a lot to do. I said it, that the foundation of this country is education. But we don't care. We don't care. All we know is to come out and speak big English, big vocabulary, so that we'll still have a clapping. But PhD. Then when they are reading your early life biography from masters to PhD to whatever you call it. But look at this. Innocent souls. Their life, their future is at the verge of failure. This one is total failure. And you see, what is paining me is that because the parents of this world want them to acquire education, want the best education for their children, they are working on the farms of the volunteered teachers so that they can teach their children. They are working on the farm of the volunteered teachers so that the volunteer teachers can teach them, because no teacher is coming there. Even me, you see, the place is not even developed. So even if the teacher gets and he look at the situation, he'll be like, oh, you see, that's why sometimes I don't blame when the NSS personnel, they change where they've been posted to. All this counts. It counts. It counts. We are not doing our work. Mr. Thomas Mbambo, I'm sorry if I'm not mentioning your surname very well. You have a lot to do. You have a lot to do. Look at this. It's a shame. It's a total shame. This is a cloud of shame that is engulfing you. Just look at it. And we will sit and be speaking big English. Well done. Let me even clap. We are doing well. This is the kind of education we want for our people. If this is the kind of education we want for our words, then let's continue. The other time I was saying that the Ministry of Education the Minister of Education designate, Mr. Haruna Idris, you have a lot of work to do. Please don't focus on only Greater Accra region. Go into the villages. The villages. When you get it, that is when you will know that there is a lot of work to do. But when you stay like Greater Accra here, there is no way you are going to see this. And sometimes the people you are pointing into these small villages, they don't do their work. They take the money and they spend it. It's better you go there yourself one time, just a tour, and then you know what is going on there. Look, on bare floor, you've dressed a child to go to school, and by the time he returns, as if he has worked, he has gone to work with road constructors. It's very sad. So you now understand the reason why I said I'm very sad. Very, very sad. We have a lot to do in terms of education. And the other time I was saying that we pay so much attention to the tertiary institution. And then we are forgoing, we've left behind the basic and secondary education. And it's very sad for us. There is a lot of work to do. Please employ those trained graduates that are working about. That thing they've got, they are not thinking they've gone to school for nothing. We have a lot of trained teachers. If possible, that licentiate exam, it should be taken out. Because most of them, they really know what they are there to do. But this licentiate exam and whatsoever we are calling it. And then the students are suffering. And teachers are at home. They are not getting work to do. And students are suffering. 2 trained teachers handling from primary, nursery to class 6. 2 trained teachers. How? And it's not as if they have different classes where the students sit. Nursery, KG1, KG2 in one class. Class 1, class 2, class 3 in one class. Class 4, class 5, P6 in one class. How are you going to teach this ones? Because it's a step-by-step something. You have to acquire knowledge from nursery. Then when you get to KG, they teach you something more about what it entails to be in KG1. Then you get to class 1. Then they teach you what it entails to be in class 1. It's a step-by-step. But now that you are combining class 1, class 2, class 3 in one class. In one class. Oh, Ghana. Producer, it's okay. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you.